Payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsrus.com. 380-225-2284. Baths R Us, where dreams soak in.
They say glory is earned, not given. We say it's ignited by heart and ends with a boom.
Fire the cannon again!
Get your tickets today at BlueJackets.com.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for over 75 years. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The perfect show for quarter zips and khaki shorts. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
All right, time for a little thing or not a thing on a Tuesday. Hit it, fellas.
Thing or not a thing.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus. Find your next grill and everything you need for the master griller. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
All right, we'll start with some breaking college football news. I guess college athletics news. This from Yahoo Sports. Front Office Sports has also done some reporting on this, but a private equity firm called Otro Capital will invest in a new corporate entity being formed by the University of Utah to manage revenue-generating athletic operations. Yahoo Sports says it could serve as a possible blueprint for other schools to emulate. Utah's Board of Trustees is expected to approve the formation of the LLC during a meeting taking place today. The entity will be majority owned by the university, with Otro Capital owning a significant minority stake. Its aim is to maximize all revenue streams, from ticketing to concessions to corporate sponsorships and other licensing deals. The venture from the university says it's expected to generate as much or more than $500 million in capital. Corporate structure has been done by schools before. Clemson University and Kentucky each have such holding companies. This is the first time a private equity firm is involved. Front Office Sports spoke with a private equity manager back in June who said that more and more schools are going to follow suit with what Utah's doing. Quote, "The dam will break at some point. I hope it's soon, because there's a huge opportunity to generate returns and, I think, professionalize programs and invest in schools." End quote. Thing or not a thing?
It's an inevitable thing, right? I mean, we knew this was coming. Florida State talked about this a few years ago when they were trying to find a way out of the ACC. The real truth and the simplest straight line, direct line on this is all of these athletic departments, because they don't want to make cuts. A lot of them don't want to cut the amount of sports. They don't want to cut what coaches and directors are being compensated. And so they have to find money. I mean, we've talked about that for a long time. They have to find money. And what this is it allows for found money. And they're going to find ways to charge you for things you haven't been charged before, because they're going to have to get the return on their investment. You're going to get a bunch of cash right away that's going to be infused into the program. And then that private equity company is going to want their return on their investment. And so that's when you're going to have to pay the piper a little bit on that. So how all of that's managed is going to be fascinating to me, but this was inevitable. And the reality is you're not going to tell coaches and athletic directors they can't make the amount of money they used to make. And so the only way to solve this is to find money, and that's what Utah did. They're first. They will not be the last by a damn stretch.
If you're going to do this, I'm glad that it's done per school.
Yeah.
Don't make the conferences do this like the Big Ten wants to do and force everybody under their umbrella. If your school needs to do this, okay, go ahead and do it. But careful what you wish for, because somebody is going to own you now. And you thought coaches were getting fired easy now. Wait until a private equity firm puts this money in and you're not getting a return on your investment. You thought athletic directors were getting fired quickly. Mm-hmm. Wait till this happens. Wait till now. I also think this is going to be very interesting because, like, a state university like Ohio State, how much money should people be putting into that institution now from their hard-earned dollars if they're getting private equity to come in and take care of things? I think that's going to be a very slippery slope for some of these state universities.
Yeah, Florida had a private athletic department for years. When I was down there, they had one. You mentioned Kentucky, and who else recently? Clemson has it. So, yeah, I mean, this was kind of inevitable. This is where we were all headed.
Speaking of ridiculous greed, FIFA announced Monday that more hydration breaks are coming to the 2026 World Cup. 16 cities spread across the United States, Mexico, and Canada will hold games from Thursday, June 11th through Sunday, July 19th of next year. Citing hot temperatures, FIFA says mandatory 3-minute breaks will happen during each match at the midway point of the first and second halves. The World Cup's broadcasting partner, Fox, can now schedule 2 additional built-in breaks throughout game broadcasts. Thing or not a thing?
That's classic. Fox loves a commercial break, baby. They love themselves a commercial break. So there you go. That's it. I mean, FIFA is probably like, what is the least scrupulous? Is it FIFA or the IOC? International Olympic Committee or FIFA? Which one has less integrity?
I think the IOC strives to be FIFA.
Okay, so FIFA is the most corrupt by far, and then the Olympic Committee is trying to get there. It's close between the two of them. It's all just a bunch of bribery and utter nonsense. I mean, this fits. I'm sure Fox was doing cartwheels about this. They love a commercial break, even in the middle of a review that's pretty critical.
Yeah, that's the one thing Fox doesn't need for their broadcast is more commercials. I mean, has this been an issue with soccer players not being hydrated properly? Like, well, I guess I just don't understand it. I don't understand.
Dude,
what
they
it's
played a World
for.
Cup in Brazil. Okay, Brazil. There literally was a stadium in the rainforest. You want to do oppressive heat? That happened, but somehow playing in New York or Southern California is going to be just too much to bear.
This is also like the largest World Cup ever. I think the most teams are going to be allowed to play in this. So, more.
Money.
Let's do the Jeff Kent thing here. Jeff Kent holds the record for home runs by a second baseman, was elected to the National Baseball Hall of Fame this past Sunday. 57-year-old Kent was named on 14 of 16 ballots by the Contemporary Baseball Era Committee, 2 more than he needed to be inducted. Just as noteworthy as Kent's selection were the names of those who didn't earn enough support. Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, Don Mattingly, Dale Murphy, Gary Sheffield on that list of those who were not allowed in. The candidacies of Bonds and Clemens have been long among those most hotly debated among Hall of Fame aficionados because steroids. With Sunday's results, they moved one step closer to what could be permanent exclusion from the Hall. Thing or not a thing?
It's just stupid. This group, the baseball writers, just... And now I understand this is the Contemporary Baseball Area Committee, whoever the hell that is. They're bozos. And it's always bothered me that they just arbitrarily decide, well, this guy for sure did and this guy for sure didn't. Like, are you sure Jeff Kent didn't? And I have no idea. I've no clue. It doesn't really matter to me. But, like, you're sure he didn't. But these guys, we for sure like, what are we doing? Like, how are you having a Hall of Fame without Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens? Like, the pound of flesh is enough. It's the best hitter and the best pitcher that most people have seen in the last 30 years. Like, I just assume everybody was doing some sort of performance enhancing in the 90s. This isn't like A-Rod where it was known and there were rules against it and he did it anyway. That's not that. That's not what they did. This whole thing is just stupid. Baseball is really out of touch with how they handled this, in my opinion.
Would it be fair to guess, Bo, that 80% of the baseball players were using some kind of performance-enhancing drug back then?
Yes, and for the most part, it was to get back on the field quicker.
So all of the pitchers, for the most part, that Barry Bonds was pitching to,
I believe that,
or were pitching to him, were on them, and also almost all of the batters that Roger Clemens was throwing to were on it as well. So, I mean, that seems like a pretty even playing field. I'm not saying it's right, but if a majority of them were doing it, like, I don't know how you can put one person in and not another. And almost every person that played in that era will tell you Barry Bonds is the greatest baseball player ever.
Yeah. It's just utter nonsense. Final hour here on a Tuesday coming up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
We've been your Jackets flagship station since day one. All the goals, all the action, all the memories. Your home for the Columbus Blue Jackets, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hey, Max, you look absolutely dashing in that purple tie. Ready to harness the world?
You bet, Daisy. I'm ready as I'll ever be. And might I say, your purple tie really pops with your vest.
Thanks. I almost went with a cape, but didn't want to come across as pretentious.
Nonsense. Anyone in our line of work should rock a cape.
You might be onto something, Max.
Phew, so here we go. First day on the job. We've got this, right?
Right. Don't forget, we both graduated from Dogs Inc. with honors.
Which means I can guide my human around a busy city with ease.
And I can give my human a restful night.
I hope my human is kind and loving.
And I hope mine likes wet kisses and zoomies.
Ready to make a difference?
Born ready. Let's go.
Discover how extraordinary dogs like Daisy and Max change lives at no cost to the recipients. Visit dogsinc.org.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. If you've hit your medical deductible, now's the time to see Dr. Mark Levy. Get a custom oral appliance that stops snoring and helps you ditch that CPAP and pay less out of pocket. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com before the year ends.
James Laurinaitis here for my guys at Green & Sons, the premier Kubota dealership in Central Ohio. Green & Sons has all the Kubotas you need to tackle your land and come out a winner. They have zero-turn skid steers, tractors from 18 to 171 horsepower, and also utility vehicles. My favorite is my RTV Sidekick. The best thing about Green & Sons is they've been family owned and operated since 1970, and you will love dealing with the Green family and their winning team. Do what I did and check out Green & Sons located in Mount Sterling and Marysville or online at greenandsons.com for all your Kubota needs.
Would you enjoy watching a football game if the officials were paid a bonus for every flag they threw? Or a basketball game where the refs got paid for every foul they called? Okay, how about hiring a furnace and AC company that pays its technicians by the number of parts they can sell you? Hi, this is Dennis, president of Care Heating and Cooling, and today, this is how many companies operate. They call it performance pay, and it rewards technicians by paying them more for billing you more. Why is this bad? Because it abuses your trust in a technician to be treated fairly and honestly. At Care, we've been family-owned for 31 years and have always paid our technicians by the hour for repairs. We'll show you exactly what needs to be fixed and why, and give you our low upfront cost before we start. And unlike other companies, our technicians will never be rewarded for throwing more flags. Our Central Ohio-based staff is here for you 7 days a week. Care Heating and Cooling. Book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com or call us at 1-800-COOLING. When you need a company you can trust.
Feeling stuck on your own 10-yard line in the career game? Maybe it's time to just go for IT. My Computer Career has the game plan to score a rewarding new IT career in months. Whether you're a rookie, a breakout career changer, or a military veteran ready to serve. Why spend years chasing a college degree when you can fast track your future in IT starting now? Take your mark, get set, go for IT. Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Lights are going up, snow is falling down, there's a feeling of goodwill around town. It could only mean one thing, McRib is here.
McRib season is here at McDonald's. Right now, enjoy a McRib and pair it with our world-famous fries and an icy cold Dr. Pepper at participating McDonald's for a limited time.
McRib is here. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Hi, I'm Michael from the Warren Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5 milligram, 1 milligram, and 2 milligrams.
A new exclusive offer with an eligible Bank of America Visa credit card is your opportunity to go from cardholder to ticket holder for the FIFA World Cup 2026. For a limited time, when you're approved for a new customized cash rewards or unlimited cash rewards Visa credit card, you're eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more today at bfa.com/cardfwc26. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America N.A. in partnership with Visa. Terms apply. All rights reserved.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Don't let your insurance benefits go to waste. End the year sleeping better with Dr. Mark Levy's oral appliance. No mask, no noise, just results. Hurry, deductibles reset soon. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or go to sleepbettercolumbus.com today. Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good morning. I'm Eric Reeser. Ohio State's off to a 1-0 start in conference play. Jake Diebler's squad looks to go 2-0, hosting number 13 Illinois tonight at 7:30. You can hear Buckeyes and Illini on the Fan with coverage at 6:30. OSU is going to head to Cleveland this weekend to play West Virginia Saturday night at 8 p.m. In the NHL, the Blue Jackets wrap a 3-game road trip tonight in Carolina against the Hurricanes. Jackets are back on home ice Thursday, hosting the Ottawa Senators. In college football, the Buckeyes are off until New Year's Eve. They'll play either Miami or Texas A&M in the Cotton Bowl quarterfinal. OSU's Julian Sain was named one of 4 Heisman finalists. He'll head to New York next Saturday night for the Heisman Trophy ceremony. This update is sponsored by Roosters. For every $50 you spend in Roosters gift cards this holiday season, you'll receive a $10 Roosters bonus buck. Those are available at Roosters locations or online at roosterswings.com.
The friends are the guests and listeners. Reeser and Baker just work here.
Back to work. Back to work. Everybody. Work, 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 work.
You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
All right, final hour here on a Tuesday edition. Time to blitz the NFL. Hit it, fellas.
Bishop and Friends present NFL Blitz.
Sponsored by Monogram Homes. Go custom. Go Monogram. Visit monogramhomes.net to start building.
All right, Bake, we'll start with you. I believe I had that. What did you have?
I believe that I was never a believer in the Colts. And even though they were playing well, I saw that schedule down the stretch, and I just thought it was going to be tough for them, and that was with a healthy Daniel Jones. Now they don't have a healthy Daniel Jones. They don't have a healthy Anthony Richardson. Riley Leonard is a little banged up, and they're working out 44-year-old Phillip Rivers. That would be like you or me, Bo, going to play quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts right now. I don't think that would work out well. So, Unfortunately for the Colts, it's been a great story, and I think they're a team that's on the rise, but it just wasn't going to happen for them this year.
I don't know what they do at quarterback because you can't give him the extension now. He's a free agent, so you can't give him the extension and it's nothing personal. It's just he's not going to be back for a year. So they have to reset entirely at quarterback. My hunch is they'd be in on Mac Jones would be my guess, is they'd be in for somebody like that.
Can they franchise him?
They can, but I don't know if you would. I mean, would you want to do that? Would you want to pay him that type of money next year when he's not going to play? I mean, that's the hard thing is like...
to know what that hit is.
Right, massive. It'd be in the 40-some million. And for a guy who's not going to play, he's not going to play next year. It's an Achilles. It's 12 months. There's no cheating in Achilles unless you're Adrian Peterson.
I've seen a couple times in our YouTube chat today, Joe Flacco, stop. Everybody needs to be done. It was fun. It was fun while it lasted. The weirdest part to me of all of this, because the Colts situation is insane across the board, is Anthony Richardson was put on injured reserve in October following what they call a freak pregame incident involving a stretching band that left him with a facial fracture. Huh?
I missed that. I didn't even know that. I totally missed that.
That's from ESPN's reporting.
Oh, my God. What did you have, Reese?
Well, I was 7-7, so I had and I also didn't have. But I had the Texans defense plus C.J. Stroud is terrifying. Now, I think you're right in Jacksonville having that lead in the AFC South will probably give them the division, but a wild card team in the Houston Texans will be a lot of fun. Because seeing C.J. Stroud is something I think all Buckeye fans want to do. See him succeed, I should say.
I believe I had that Pittsburgh was going to beat Baltimore, or at the very least it would be a very close game. And the reason that I was confident about that is because something's not right in Baltimore, and something's not right with the quarterback. And so my hunch is there are a bunch of injuries that Lamar has that are not disclosed, but it's real. And I was pretty adamant that they would win the division until I've seen the way Lamar's played for the last month. And I think this is kind of who they are the rest of the way, and it's going to be uphill, obviously, for them. What didn't you have, Bake?
I did not have the Kansas City Chiefs being out of the AFC West race, maybe all year, let alone this early. I really don't understand what's going on in Kansas City and what has happened to the Chiefs. I know they flipped their philosophy a few years ago where they went more defensive rather than offensive, but I thought they would be there at the end with those two, and it sure doesn't look like they're going to be.
So Sunday afternoon's laundry time for me. I fold my laundry because of what the Browns had done to me earlier in the day. I didn't have myself watching the Packers-Bears game to its finality, I'll say. Yeah, because I can't figure out a better way to say it. And enjoying the hell out of both of those teams and that whole atmosphere. Those will be a lot of fun, the Packers and the Bears, going forward through the playoffs, because I think they're both really good.
I mean, there's several things missed. I did have Minnesota hammering Washington. The Bucs collapse is now complete. But I do think it is the obvious one is Mahomes in Kansas City. And I don't know if this is like when all of a sudden the Dallas Cowboys got old in the 90s. I don't know if it's that. It kind of seems like it might be like that. There's probably a correlation between paying your quarterback a bunch of money and not being able to fill out the rest of your roster. There's probably a correlation to the fact that Tom Brady, while in New England, never took the maximum. You guys remember all of that? He never took the maximum. And they were able to keep teams together. And I think that's something at Kansas City. I think they've got some real question marks because they're getting old in spots too. Tight end, defensive line, a lot of them. So they could be in for a little bit of a swoon here. Player who impressed, Bake, who do you got?
Since we're talking about old quarterbacks, I'm going to go Aaron Rodgers. I know the stats weren't really great in the win over Baltimore, but man, he made a couple throws that made you think of Super Bowl Aaron Rodgers. He made a couple throws that maybe him and only a handful of others on the planet can make. Nice to see the old guy still have his fastball every now and then.
Yeah, he does.
I was impressed by, almost sports old Tony Pollard. I think he's 28, but he had 25 carries, 161 yards, and 2 touchdowns against the Cleveland Browns, the best defenses in the league.
Yeah, I'm going to give some love to Trevor Lawrence and Duval. They've won a bunch of games in a row. He was maybe one of his best games. There it is. One of his best games as a pro. He was 17 of 30, so that's not lights out, but 244, 2 touchdowns, threw the ball down the field. They don't have all of the weapons that he thought he would have offensively, but they got enough of them. And he played really well. And they're going to win that division because of the way that the schedule is going to break and the fact that they have a game lead. Player who disappointed, Bick?
I mean, it has to be Jalen Hurts. 4 interceptions on Monday Night Football. That game was very winnable for them on the road against a Chargers team that's, a playoff team. Just not good enough from Jalen Hurts last night.
I mean, Joe Burrow, you're up 10 in the fourth quarter in Buffalo. And you throw back-to-back interceptions.
Yeah.
That was disappointing. I think that the teams, they're obviously dead. His window might be closed. He talked at the beginning of his career, like, my window is my career. Like, life comes at you fast.
Yeah, the injury stack for him. I'm going to go Baker Mayfield here because, of course, we have a lot going into this Panthers situation. The Bucs have lost 4 out of 5. They lost at home to New Orleans in a game where Baker went 14 of 30 for 122, a touchdown, and a pick. And this is kind of who he is now. Now, he got hurt. Similar injuries, kind of same thing that happened in Cleveland. But that's on him, too. Like, shut it down, dude. Or have the team shut it down one way or the other, but you're not effective. And he hasn't been effective for really quite a while. And for all of the MVP talk at the beginning of the year, he has reverted kind of back. And some of this happened post-injury, some of it was pre-injury, but it's not right. And now I'm going to be paying NBC a bunch of money because I think the Carolina Panthers are going to win that division. Bud Kilmer, honorary coach of the week. Who do you got, Bake?
I've got D'Amico Ryans. To beat Kansas City and Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. That team started 2-4, and they looked dead in the water. They lost their quarterback. They're 8-5 now in a wild card spot, 1 game back of Jacksonville for the division, and I think they're going to get Jacksonville and win that division. What he is doing with that defense and that team, very, very impressive.
Packers coach Matt LaFleur got to stick it to Ben Johnson, who I think at his introductory press conference said he liked beating Matt LaFleur and the Packers twice a year with the Detroit Lions. It's like, all right, got to do it on the field, bud.
Careful what you wish for.
LaFleur is good. That team is really good in Green Bay.
They are, yeah, and they're getting healthy. I'm going to go Dan Campbell here because you could have absolutely punted coming off of the Thanksgiving loss at home to the Packers where you had all of it into it. Dallas coming in red hot. This was all the way back on last Thursday night. Most watched Thursday night game on Prime ever. Over almost 19 million people watched it. They bombed Dallas. whatever you think, and I don't know if they will even get into the postseason. Their schedule the rest of the way is really, really brutal. But in terms of buy-in and give a damn, all you needed to know is Amon-Ra St. Brown was not supposed to play in that game, and he did. And he did because they have culture and belief and all of it, and that part needs to be commended, certainly. Top 3 teams, who do you got, Bake?
I've got New England, I've got Seattle, and I've got Bo Bishop's Los Angeles Rams.
I feel like I should have the Denver Broncos somewhere, but I've got Rams, Seahawks, Packers.
Yeah, I like it. I kept the Pats off just because they were off, so I didn't put them in anywhere in my top 3 or with my Super Bowl right now. But the other 2, I have Rams and Seahawks, and I go Denver. They just don't lose. It's crazy. By the way, Pete Carroll, 7.5 number, down 10. He kicks a field goal as time expired to make it 7.
So is that worth an investigation?
Yes.
Like, how do you trigger that?
Yes, it is. Super Bowl right now. Who do you got, Reese?
I got Patriots and Rams.
I've got Patriots and 49ers.
I still have the Rams. I'm going to go Rams Broncos. Like I said, I left Pats off this week just because they had a bye. But Rams Broncos. I think if it was real truth, I'd go Rams Patriots at this point. We got to get used to new faces in the AFC. Boy, who could have saw this coming down in Cincinnati with Trey Hendrickson? We'll explain coming up next. Bishop and Friends, right here on the Fan.
If you consider yourself a Buckeye fan, you've come to the right place. This is your heritage sports talker and home of Ohio State Athletics, The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Things are going to be busy between now and the end of the year. You got holiday gatherings, school functions for the kids, families are getting together. I know. Hey, it's Timmy Hall, and the last thing you want to worry about this holiday season is whether your roof is going to make it through another Ohio winter. One call to Victor's Home Solutions, my guys, to schedule that free 21-point roof inspection will put your mind at ease, and you want to have a peaceful mind. A highly trained roof inspector will carefully examine every inch of that roof, checking the 21 most common areas of roofing failure. Then they go over their results with you and discuss your options going forward. Most of the time, problems can be fixed with a minor repair, but if it's time for a new roof, Victor's offers money-saving discounts and financing terms to make paying easy. And don't forget, they're so confident in their skilled installers, they offer a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install. So call or go online and schedule the free 21-point roof inspection today. 866-VICTORS or online at victors.com.
What's better than giving a gift everyone wants? Getting free gas and groceries by earning perks on gift cards purchased at Giant Eagle, Market District, and GetGo. Choose from hundreds of gift cards to make everyone merry this holiday season from the biggest retailers and best brands, all while earning you free gas and groceries. Stop in our stores for bonus perk offers on gift cards. Give the gift everyone wants and get a little something for yourself, too. The holidays are magical at Giant Eagle, Market District, and GetGo.
Instant classics are exciting, but true legends have impact over time, like how Plant Moran has been counted on by companies and clients for the past 100 years. Counted on for advice by the workwear brand You Zip Up Every Day, counted on for guidance by the zoos and aquariums inspiring the next generation, counted on for a holistic approach to those growing, protecting, and sharing their wealth. From accounting to tax to consulting to wealth management, we're built year after year on the stories and success we help others achieve. Here's to the next 100 years of Plant Moran. Count on us.
Gift big this year with a Home for the Holidays raffle. You have a chance to win a beautiful new custom home or cash prize this holiday season and help make wishes come true for Make-A-Wish kids with critical illnesses. Raffle proceeds benefit Make-A-Wish OKI, which has granted over 22,000 wishes to children facing critical illnesses across the Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana region since 1983. This year's house was built by Three Pillar Homes in the Evans Farm community in Lewis Center and has 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, and a 2-car garage. It also includes amazing features like upstairs laundry, 2 covered patios, 1 with a fire pit, a great room with fireplace, mud room with extended bench seat and open lockers, kitchen and morning room. One lucky winner will be announced on December 24th, so get your $100 ticket now. Just visit ahomefortheholidayscolumbus.org to buy your tickets. That's ahomefortheholidayscolumbus.org. Terms and conditions apply.
Come on, kids, we're going to Grandma's house.
Grandma's house! Grandma's house! What do we do to be safe and ready to go? We buckle up. Buckle up.
Phones down.
Phones down. And when we go, take it slow. And if you drink,
don't drive. And off we go.
ODOT, the Ohio State Highway Patrol, and the Ohio Traffic Safety Office are doing their part to keep roads safe. Do your part to make sure everyone makes it home safe for the holidays.
At the Ohio Lottery, we make Keno fun, your way. That means every few minutes across Ohio, 20 out of 80 possible numbers are randomly picked. And if some of the numbers you picked match, voila, you're a winner. Keno doesn't require you to know a single thing about sports, get ball, or overs, unders, pluses, minuses, or lines, or whatever else. Keno is as simple as, did some of my numbers match? They did? Great. You just raked in some dough. There are more than 20 hours of Keno draws every day and thousands of places to play statewide. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
Austin and Berm are back with a new daily podcast, the ultimate OSU football insiders. You know it's refreshing to have some smart people working here from time to time.
The Beat with Austin and Berm on the 10 TV Plus app.
Subscribe today.
It's been a real journey since 2014 when I first had my injury. I realized that my home was just not working for me and that it was time to ask for help. Homes for Our Troops is really giving me my life back. The shower allows me to go in and turn around with my chair, pull down storage racks, automated door systems, hours of my morning given back to me. Adaptive sports are a huge part of my life, a huge part of my healing journey as well. Homes for Our Troops helped with making sure that I had a home gym so that I can continue to train. This past year, I was able to host Thanksgiving in my home. And it was the first time I was able to have my whole family in one place and I was able to contribute to the meal. There are a lot more veterans in need and Homes for Our Troops is going to be there to help them too.
Homes for Our Troops builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post 9/11 veterans and enables them to rebuild their lives. Join our mission at hfotusa.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Cloudy skies are expected here for today, but it will be a warmer day with highs into the upper 30s this afternoon. Also fairly breezy, southerly winds at 10 to 20 miles per hour. And then as we head into tomorrow, we're tracking even windier conditions as we see our next weather system building through. That's going to bring us some rain and snow showers and highs into the 40s. And that's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Aaron White here on 97.1 The Fan.
Matty Ice is currently bathing himself in creamy jalapeno dip. And I've officially run out of ways to tease this show. Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays at noon.
The Fan. When General Sherman marched through Georgia, he was listening to this show.
Use your skills for good, young warrior.
This is Bishop and Friends.
Indeed it is. Get ready to play, win, and celebrate big at El Dorado Scienta Downs, your ultimate Caesars Rewards destination. With Caesars Rewards, you're going to rewards every single time you play, stay, dine, or shop. Not just here, but over 50 Caesars Rewards destinations across the country. From unforgettable getaways to incredible culinary experiences, members enjoy exclusive perks and benefits that make every visit worth it. And at Scienta Downs, the excitement is nonstop. Take your pick. More than 1,700 of the hottest new games. Sip on award-winning craft brews at the Brew Brothers Micro Brewery or dive into Guy Fieri's Trattoria, home of the out-of-bounds 68-layer lasagna, and the energy just keeps building, friends. Scienta Downs has been chosen to host the prestigious Breeders' Crown in 2026. Features 12 championship races. It's one of the biggest events in all of harness racing, and it's coming right here to Columbus. So come, experience the action, the rewards, the unforgettable moments that are waiting for you at El Dorado Scienta Downs, a Caesars Rewards destination where the rewards never stop. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966. Visit Caesars.com/Scienta Downs for details. Well, nobody could have saw this coming, right? Bengals star defensive end Trey Hendrickson has had a visit with Dr. William Myers in Philadelphia yesterday, and he is shut down for the season. His recovery time is upwards of 6 weeks, and he is done. Oh, you don't say. Oh, you don't say. This is what happens, and this isn't to suggest that there's anything more to this other than the obvious. When you treat people a certain way, this is what you get. And I'm not sitting here suggesting that Trey Hendrickson was somebody who, if he was able to play, do I think that he would? Yes. But if it is something that is on the question one way or the other, he's always going to lean out. Because why? Because they didn't take care of him. He was a one-year player for them. And we said if you don't take care of him, if there is opportunity for him to punt on where this season is, he will do so. And now they will pay him to rehabilitate, to have surgery and rehabilitate, and next year he'll be playing somewhere else for nothing. What they should have done, and you had two real choices here. They chose option 3. They had two real choices. Either sign him to an extension and lock him in for a run here, which, of course, would have been costly as they kept all the offensive players, or trade him and get assets. Either one of those things would have made more sense than what they did, which is essentially have a one-year rental that is not motivated to go out there and give you all his best, because you know why? You didn't do the same for him. He made it abundantly clear, and they chose option 3, and that's the spot that they're in now. And so it's a mess, and now he's going to walk. There's probably some sort of NFL compensation in terms of if he leaves for a free agent based on the amount of money he gets and so forth and so on. Maybe they did a compensatory pick, 3rd, 4th round, something like that. But that is not what you could have got had you just traded him, and what they could have got in return, because there was no way, because of how acrimonious this had been, there was no way he was ever going to continue to be a long-term player for the Cincinnati Bengals. Just wasn't in the cards.
Yeah, the pie just didn't work out. Or the allocation of the slices in Cincinnati's pie didn't work out this season, and it probably won't work out in the future for this. I don't know what, if any, they have option-wise for him. I mean, that you asked that question. I know T's signed, I think for Cincinnati, you try just roll it back next year. Hope there's no injuries, and then they haven't swung or they haven't hit on a defensive pick in the draft. I guess you keep trying.
Mm-hmm.
It's bleak. It is. That's what I was saying about Burrow's window, his comment. And I said it when he made the thing. It's like, man, the NFL can turn on you so quickly. Like, you can be at the top of the mountain, or you could be trying to summit the mountaintop of the NFL and then never see base camp in a quick fashion.
Yeah.
I just can't help but go back to 2 off seasons ago.
Mm-hmm.
When they could have signed all of these guys for about $10 million a year cheaper each. But they didn't. They waited.
Yes.
And now they're in this position. And one of the best things, and we talked about this with the Patriots earlier, in their run through the 2000s, one of the things good front offices do is they manage assets well.
Mm-hmm.
And this is an asset that the Bengals could have gotten something for, and they're going to let walk out the building for nothing. Mm-hmm. And that's terrible, terrible front office. It's a terrible way to do things in a front office.
Yeah, and it's an ownership thing too, right? Because, and this is just the real truth. If Joe Burrow in this situation was in Cleveland, they would have got ahead of all of it. And you can be critical of Cleveland for decisions that are made here or there, the Watson, all of it. All of that you can be critical of. But if they were in this situation, they would have done Burrow right away. They would have done Chase right away. They would have done Higgins right away. Jesse Bates never would have left. He never would have left. They would have signed up Jesse Bates. They would have locked up Trey Hendrickson. They would have done front-loaded contracts with big signing bonuses to keep the cap malleable. The Bengals are not willing to do that. You know who else does that? The Philadelphia Eagles do that. Now, the Eagles just won a Super Bowl. The Browns trying to get there, and obviously are a ways off as they stand. But in terms of approach, if you don't have ownership that's willing to get out ahead of this stuff and you wait too long, they are going to waste Joe Burrow's career. And I had said I worried that there were too many parallels between him and Dan Marino. Dan Marino got to the Super Bowl in year 2. He won the MVP and got to the Super Bowl in year 2. Sound familiar? From that point on, the Dolphins were largely competitive. I mean, mostly winning franchises. They have a couple of seasons where they were under 500, but for the most part, they hobbled around. They had a couple of 12-4s, an 11-5 in there, a 10-6. But mostly they were a middling operation. 8-8, 9-7, 7-6, 10-6. That's kind of what they were for the rest of his career. And he had one of the greatest careers of all time individually, but you don't ever hear anybody talk about Dan Marino as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time because he didn't win the Super Bowl, and they didn't take full advantage of the talent that he was. And I do worry about that for Burrow. He's getting old quick in this thing. And his tone post-game after the loss to the Bills, I thought was a little different than what we're used to hearing from him. He was asked about where the franchise is and these last stretch games. Here was what Burrow had to say about it.
Yeah, obviously we're not where we want to be as, a team. We're organization. 4-9 is not good, but we got 4 games to go and show high-level execution, high-level playmaking. I'm going to relish the opportunity to go out and play with these guys and continue to try to put on a show for everybody watching. I hope that that comes across, and I know I'm going to continue to work hard to put myself in a good position to make plays.
Joe actually turns 29 tomorrow. So happy early birthday to Mr. Burrow, who's when he's healthy, he's certainly in that highest echelon of NFL quarterback and one of the best quarterbacks in the league. What he's accomplished already is stupefying. Do you think, as we stand here in December of 2025, that he plays his entire career in Cincinnati?
I do, and that's not that's not a good thing. Like, the more that I think about it. But I think they make him the priority whenever contract discussions come around. And I think they find, and you obviously see value in having that face of the franchise, face of the city that brings people into your stadium. And so I think that's paramount above anything for Bengals ownership.
Yeah, for sure.
And he'll always be the marquee on games for nationally televised opportunities. Although I did see they got a game flexed out. I want to say week 16 was supposed to be Cincinnati and Miami, and that's 1 o'clock on CBS. They moved Patriots-Ravens to Sunday Night Football.
Makes sense.
I would guess that at the end of his career, he will play somewhere else. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if he obviously won't be the Joe Burrow we know now then, but I do think at the end of the career, the Bengals will let him move on to somewhere else.
Yeah, I wonder. Obviously, they would want to keep him forever. I just wonder if he will get to. Now, I mean, they signed his guys. They're doing what he said. He said sign Higgins, sign Chase. They just waited too long on both of them. How
toxic would it have to be for that scenario to happen, Baker? Because I can't imagine, like, if they're both still friendly with each other. But you talk about toxic situations in Bengals quarterbacks. There's precedent.
The way it gets toxic in a hurry is you keep losing.
Yeah.
I mean, they basically wasted an MVP season from him. He would have won the MVP of the league last year if they played any defense at all. He would have won the MVP. It was his year last year was off the charts. 49-18, 43 touchdowns, 9 picks. If they make the postseason, he was 4th in the MVP, and they were 9-8. If they make the postseason, he wins the MVP last year.
And where they are right now in the draft order, they're not getting Arvell Reese or Caleb Downs. They're 10th.
Yeah. Yeah, so they need to get that defense competitive in a hurry, or the frustration for him is only going to continue to grow. And some of it's hamstrung. When the NFL, I got to get to Jody, but real quickly, when the NFL put in that rule that you could take on private equity money to get an influx of cash, I assumed that it was basically written for the Cincinnati Bengals, and they haven't done it yet. Like the Raiders have done it, some others have done it, some other cash-strapped franchises. Like, it's sitting there waiting for you.
They don't
take the money.
They don't want someone else eating their pie.
Can't cede control any bit.
No, and they love the pie. They love it. We always assume it's a meat pie, right?
We love pie, though. Like, this is a pro pie program.
Definitely. Nothing better. But I think that anytime we have pie with Mike Brown, I always assume it's a meat pie, some sort of a turtle soup pie. We'll do a little Shelley time in 2 minutes. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Wilson, we've got a problem at Pella.
I like where this is going.
Because of Pella's reputation and quality, a lot of folks assume that we're out of budget.
Oh, I hate hearing.
But we've actually got 5 awesome window lines that fit any budget, from the $300,000 to the $3 million home, and far from the most expensive.
So you actually don't have a problem. Awesome.
Get the windows that Columbus homeowners rated the leading window brand at PellaColumbus.com.
Got this. Breathe. You got this. You got it.
In the moments that truly matter, what do? Rise to the occasion. Ohio Health. It's time.
Hi,
Hi, I'm Michael from the War and Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5 milligram, 1 milligram, and 2 milligrams.
A new exclusive offer with an eligible Bank of America Visa credit card is your opportunity to go from cardholder to ticket holder for the FIFA World Cup 2026. For a limited time, when you're approved for a new customized cash rewards or unlimited cash rewards Visa credit card, you're eligible for a chance to purchase FIFA World Cup 2026 tickets. Learn more today at bfa.com/cardfwc26. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be the official bank of FIFA World Cup 2026. Bank of America N.A. in partnership with Visa. Terms apply. All rights reserved.
Bishop and Friends is sponsored by Diamond Seller, your true jeweler for over 75 years. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The Gloves. Shelley time.
Sponsored by Midwest Cards. Experience collecting in a whole new way.
All right, Jackets at Carolina tonight. Mr. Shelley, where exactly do we find you, my friend?
I'm just leaving Canada. I'm in Toronto right now.
Okay.
Did the Amazon game last night, Toronto, Tampa. And now I'm heading to Nashville for the game tonight. Nashville versus Colorado. So that'll be fun.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And are the flights looking on time? Everything looks like it's smooth?
Oh, yeah. Everything's good. Yeah, the early morning flight got delayed out of here. So I just bumped it to the direct Toronto-Nashville, which I didn't even look at before. So this has actually worked out well this morning.
Oh, very good. Very good. All right. Last we talked, we were heading into this road trip, and I know you're going to board a flight, so we'll make this a brief.
We're good.
Well, okay. All right. You tell me when. Say when, brother, and
I
we'll
will
get
tell you when.
All right. I appreciate that. We can't be holding up air traffic for boarding of flights, my friend. But the last we talked, we were coming out of that stretch where you went to New Jersey and kind of showed what you were all about, and then you got the Red Wings at home, and you get the win, and you go, okay, maybe we're on to something. And then you go down to Florida and have one of the just craziest games ever that ends in a loss, 7-6. Then you lose to the Caps, and now you're trying to end this road trip on a positive way against a really good team in Carolina. Disappointment in that the momentum from Devils Wings back-to-back wasn't continued over the weekend. Where does that register for you?
Yeah, I think there was a lot to like about their game in Florida, but there's also a part of that game that, they gave away. And you don't want to give teams anything, right? Good teams, like the way they played in New Jersey, they stayed really in the parameters of what's expected of them. They got the saves when they needed them, and then got the win, through battling back and playing with character and all those things you want to see, all those identity triggers you see within the Blue Jackets team. And then, that game, you're going to have games like you had in Florida where, things don't go exactly as planned. It gets a little bit out of hand. You think you have control. You're going to have a game like that. But then you go to Washington on the back-to-back. That was a well-played game.
Mm-hmm.
The Blue Jackets played really well. And I know we're all about the results, and that's the way this business should be. Winning is what matters. But there is still a third of the way through the season here. I talked to a lot of teams and a lot of coaches. There still is not a comfort, but a reassurance when you look at game tape and watch teams and see teams and be like, okay, we're playing our game. And sometimes it's a bounce, a save, a play. We all want games to be broken open by the power play. We all want to see those moments taken advantage of. But the other team is game planning too. So my long story short is, you look at the Devils, the Red Wings, and then even that loss in Washington. There's a lot that they're a confident group. They know exactly what is expected of each of them to a man, and they want more. So, and there's a lot of teams that there's probably 7 teams in the league you measure yourself against, and tonight against the Carolina Hurricanes, that's one of those teams. This has to be a win. This has to be a well-played game, and this has to be a win. And I think that's the mindset. That's what you're looking at going to this one. When you look at the past 4 or 5 games, take it into Carolina tonight and have that team effort. But get the win, play the music after the game, come home after for a nice little week homestand here at Nationwide Arena.
Absolutely. It's interesting. You brought up something there that piqued my interest. I just pulled up like the East standings, and I knew it was jumbled, but just for the audience's perspective here, Buffalo's got 26 points, and they're in the total cellar. But they're the only team with more losses than wins in the entire East. Everybody else is positive, and the difference between the worst team in the East, Ottawa, and the best team in the East, Washington, is 9 points.
Yeah,
we're 30 games into this. Have you ever seen this type of congestion in a conference? Because it's not that way in the West at all. It's an Eastern issue. It's not a West issue, which is good. I mean, it's competitive every night. Every game really matters. And then what do you attribute it to?
I've never seen it, and I think there's an indication from all these teams that have been in kind of a rebuild, a retool. I think that a lot of teams were in that race last year that, Montreal got in. It was Columbus, Detroit, Ottawa. All those teams were kind of being run over for a while. Buffalo is even better. They're all getting their points. It's all very close games. If you look at games, they're all played the same way. You're seeing a lot of low-scoring, low-event games. And I think it's just the urgency and understanding entering the season after last year, that crawl in the East to get in. No one grabbed it. So I think it's the parity of the teams. There's only so many great goaltenders. There's only so many number one defensemen, and there's only so many number one and number two centermen. And I think when you look at all that, there's young players that make mistakes. There's teams that are slow but stay within themselves. Like, everyone knows kind of how they have to play to win, and it's the parity. And I think the urgency of last year, how it ended, and teams looking insane, like New York, 6 points out. The Islanders thought they were, could have been. They realized when they looked at it, we're closer than they thought. You look at 8 points, that's 4 wins, right? So I think that's really attributed to a part of this start of the season for everyone, and realizing the race starts in game one, and every game's a battle. There's no handouts in the National Hockey League anymore. There's no going to San Jose and putting up 8. There's no that. Those days are gone. This is a league that is really equal.
This is going to make, and of course we've got an Olympic. Are the Olympics going to happen? Are they going to get that building built, Joe?
Yeah. What they're going to do is probably shrink the neutral zone like they did in a lot. You're not going to take it out of the end zone. You're not going to put the blue line closer to the net. So I think it's 3.5 feet short, which. Wow. I saw Coach Cooper yesterday, who is the coach of Team Canada. He put his arm out and said, is it from me to you away? It's not that much, but I mean, it is definitely the hot topic right now that the ice is going to be ready days before the women start on that ice, and what's the quality of the ice. So there's still a lot of factors here, and if the players don't feel safe on the ice, they're not gonna play. The owners don't want to lose players to injury, because of some formality like that or anything. So there's a lot of balls in the air, but it sounds like as of right now, yes, it's the Olympics will happen.
It's crazy, like how close they're cutting it. And then the other part of that I'm with that Olympic break in there, because I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm sure you'd probably agree, you're not going to get separation in the East in the next month and a half. I think it's going to look very similar. Everybody's just going to kind of beat up on each other. It's going to lead to one of the most crazy second halves we've ever seen. The trade deadline is going to be nuts. There's going to be so many teams that they're in it, and then this Olympic break. We've never seen anything like what's coming in the second half.
It's going to be wacky and wild out of that break. Because, when you have segments like that in the season, you're really pushed to and then some players are playing phenomenal to make their respective country's team. So you're seeing a lot of that as well. It's going to be crazy. There's so many injuries happening. You look at Tampa, they won 7 in a row, and then they've just lost 4 in a row. Right. It's, when you get good, teams measure, and you get their best, their absolute best, everything is done with a major purpose, that urgency, and that's when you can knock teams off. So this one tonight, I expect the Blue Jackets to have that type of game tonight because Carolina, they play hard and fast, and they make no one feel good about themselves because there's no time and space. So going into that game, you understand, okay, like I got to be extra sharp, extra quick, extra urgent tonight. So, but to your point, yeah, this is a really, really interesting, fun season.
Yeah, it is. I'll get you out of here on this one, and I know you're still in Toronto at the moment, but what, if any, changes? What do you expect tonight, lines-wise, pairing-wise? I'm asking you to guess because obviously none of it's
No,
out
I don't
yet.
think much. I think Dean Evison, they're just getting on the ice there about 11 minutes ago. I haven't looked at an update from the insider, Jess Svoboda, who would have it, but I would expect Jet to be back in net. I would expect, I don't think there's going to be many changes. It's going to be a quick, hard-played game tonight. There are a couple options to go in, but I think everything's going to be as it was. But I'm not the coach, and I'm in the airport, so that's all I got for you.
Nice. Did you do the keg last night?
No, I had no time. I flew in yesterday morning, and
right to it
today. Right to it. I did have a beautiful breakfast this morning. But now I have no overhead space in the bin. But it's all good. I'm going to gate check my bag, and I'm just about to waltz onto this flight. So
safe flight, brother.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Bo. Good talking, man. Have a good day.
All right, there you go. A little bit of Shelley time as he boards a plane in Toronto for Nashville tonight. What a life, man. Unbelievable. We'll get you three things coming up next. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan.
Through trusted relationships and national reach, CVS Health is uniquely positioned to simplify care. Learn more at cvshealth.com/investor day.
Men, we hear it all the time. A man comes in to get his erectile dysfunction treated, and very soon thereafter, he tells us that his relationship is renewed. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and you should know that ED doesn't just affect you, it also often affects your partner. They can feel undesired, unwanted, they may even feel like you don't love them anymore. At Tri-State Men's Health, we've successfully treated thousands of men for ED with protocols that have success rates as high as 90%, which means if you're like most men, we can get you back to the guy you used to be. You could even last up to an hour or more and find you're performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and give your partner the gift of renewed love. Your first visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in our office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. That's tristatemenshealth.com. We have 2 convenient locations in the area to serve you in Hilliard and Westerville. Tri-State Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
At Highbank Distillery, they believe every pour should tell a story. Their Whiskey War spirits tell the story of prohibition in every sip and was awarded the best blended whiskey in America 3 years running. Enjoy Highbank's nationally recognized spirits distilled right here in Ohio. Drink the best. Forget the rest. Learn more at highbankdistillery.com.
It's easy to fall for CME, Ohio's #1 credit union thanks to you. Recognized nationally and statewide by Forbes. Rooted right here at home. CME Federal Credit Union. Bank with the best. Membership eligibility required. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender. Visit CMEFCU.org. Dread the cold, frosty winter weather? You don't have to with a remote car starter from Columbus Car Audio and Accessories. Warm up this winter by pushing a button and stop scraping frosty windows and sitting in a freezing car every day. Get yourself the latest remote start and step into a toasty and defrosted car this year. Plus, remote starts make amazing gifts for everyone on your shopping list. Beat winter weather by installing a remote car starter from Columbus Car Audio and Accessories. Morse Road near Easton, Main Street in Reynoldsburg, or columbuscaraudio.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Hit a home run for happy hour and ask your Twin Peaks girl about local specials on drafts, cocktails, shots, and more.
Technology is meant to connect us, but when organizations rely on disconnected systems and outdated platforms, it's no wonder teams struggle to move as one. Plant Moran joins your team to close the gaps between strategy and execution, and between your people and your technology. Together, we design smart roadmaps and modernize systems so you can streamline operations, access accurate insights in real time, and become AI ready. Plant Moran, your goals and tech strategy in sync.
Jake Diebler's Buckeyes are back at the shot for a Big Ten matchup with Illinois. And Lou Henson's hairpiece.
Live fan coverage starts Tuesday night at 6:30.
Every game, every season, proud to be your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
One of our specialties here at Pella Wilson is getting rid of old, smaller windows with no view and replacing them with huge, beautiful windows that can change the look and feel of your home.
We tried that once, but we cut the hole a bit too big, so we had to put in a garage door instead in their dining room.
Wilson.
Didn't improve the view, but they do have a drive-through now. So you're welcome, Gruball family.
Get the windows that can change the look and feel of your home at PellaColumbus.com.
This holiday season, Germain Toyota of Columbus is unwrapping incredible savings on the toughest trucks around. Right now, drive home a 2025 or 2026 Toyota Tundra with an unbeatable 0% financing for up to 72 months. That's right, power, performance, and 0%. And there's more holiday cheer. Every Tundra is sold at MSRP with 20% due at signing. No gimmicks, no surprises, just real value on one of America's favorite full-size trucks. So upgrade to a brand new Toyota Tundra. Holiday savings at Germain Toyota of Columbus on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road.
Through trusted relationships and national reach, CVS Health is uniquely positioned to simplify care. Learn more at cvshealth.com/investor day.
Men, we hear it all the time. A man comes in to get his erectile dysfunction treated, and very soon thereafter, he tells us that his relationship is renewed. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and you should know that ED doesn't just affect you, it also often affects your partner. They can feel undesired, unwanted, they may even feel like you don't love them anymore. At Tri-State Men's Health, we've successfully treated thousands of men for ED with protocols that have success rates as high as 90%, which means if you're like most men, we can get you back to the guy you used to be. You could even last up to an hour or more and find you're performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and give your partner the gift of renewed love. Your first visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in our office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. That's tristatemenshealth.com. We have 2 convenient locations in the area to serve you in Hilliard and Westerville. Tri-State Men's Health, a Promenic restorative health practice.
Taking the art of sports radio and day drinking to a whole new level. You're listening to Bishop and Friends.
All right, Reese, what in on the poll today?
The Daily Fan Poll asks, who will win the Heisman Trophy? Your options are the 4 finalists: Fernando Mendoza, Diego Pavia, Jeremiah Love, Julian Sain. 70% say it'll be Indiana's quarterback. 16% say Sain. 8% Diego Pavia, and a little over 5% Jeremiah Love.
Yeah, I saw, I want to say it was Stuart Mandel did like a Heisman straw poll among voters, and it kind of hit the results of that kind of seemed like really close between Pavia and Mendoza. I tend to think most of the audience has probably got the right read, but I do think that it was alarming. Not alarming. Alarming would... There's nothing to worry about, but just from the standpoint of, it was noteworthy where the 4 finalists came from, and that there wasn't a second Southern representative, and even Jacob Rodriguez would have been a Southern representative of some sort. But 3 in the North, just Pavia in the South. That tells you that feels like there's probably a Southern block that all went Pavia on this thing. So we'll see where it all shakes out. Saturday night, right?
Next Saturday night.
Oh, it's a week?
13th. Oh, no, that's a Saturday night.
That's a Saturday. Yeah, because you got Army Navy, and then you've got that. By the way, did you guys see that game day is not going to Army Navy this year?
What?
Huh. Yeah, they always do Army Navy. They picked it last week.
Why are they not?
I'm guessing budgetary. The game's not on their air, and it probably costs a lot of money to go there and do it. But it stinks. That's always one of my favorite ones. I love that game. I love everything it represents, and I love the buildup that goes to it. But the game's on CBS, I think.
I'm sure the worldwide leader's really hurting.
Well, they have corporate bosses, too, and there's corporate takeovers that are happening. Paramount's trying to do a hostile takeover with Warner, who's already has a deal with Netflix. You got a lot going on, a lot of balls in the air, Bake. Time for 3 things on a Tuesday. Hit it.
1, 2, 3 things.
Sponsored by Scioto Downs. Your play, your perks, your Caesars Rewards spot.
All right, number 1 for me. This just sucks. It just sucks that Ohio State basketball is playing tonight. They're doing so against Illinois. They're doing so at 7:30, so it's a game that all of us can watch. But the game is only on Peacock. And of course, you can listen to it here on the Fan, and that's as good as you're going to get in terms of that type of audio. But it just sucks to me that college basketball was used as a sacrificial lamb in all of this, and that's where the pound of flesh is coming from. To me, the right thing to do on a situation like this, if this game is on Peacock only, in the local market here in Central Ohio, it should be on one of the local channels so that anybody who wants to watch it can.
Throw it on NBC.
Fine. Put it on Channel 4. Fine. But you should be able to watch this game here locally without having to pay for it. And pay for viewing in college athletics and college basketball especially is going to – it's an erosion of the popularity that's happening. It is. And it's something you have to combat. And it just sucks that if you're here locally, you can't just watch this game for free.
I had a chuckle at an email I received from the Blue Jackets this morning. So CBJ are back on home ice Wednesday against the Ottawa Senators. Before that game, Blue Jackets forward Matthew Olivier is going to speak with high school hockey players. Now, I know why you chuckled there, but just the idea of Olivier talking to him, be like, if anybody crosses you on the ice, drop the gloves, boys.
Take them out. Bo, I think tonight sucks for another reason, too. The Ohio State basketball team taking on Illinois. Big game for them. 7:30 tip. At the same time, the Columbus Blue Jackets are going to be taking the ice down in Carolina. And you can now watch tonight's game on FanDuel Sports Network if that's what you usually do, because this is an ESPN Plus and Hulu exclusive. But I hate when they're both on at the same time. I feel like somewhere along the way we need to schedule that where these two teams are playing on opposite nights, because I don't like split screening.
Yeah,
I like putting my focus on one, and I really like to watch both of these games tonight, so I think that sucks a lot.
Yeah, it does. The timing, they got to do better for you, Bake. There's no question. Number two for me, all of the dialogue yesterday, and you're going to have a press conference in South Bend from Pete Bavacqua at some point today about Notre Dame and how they were wronged and all of these things. And maybe they were. I think probably they deserve to be in it more than Alabama. But as I said yesterday, they were never going to keep Alabama and the SEC out. It would only undermine the SEC title game. Sankey wants to play that game. They had a choice. You're going to upset one or the other. They chose to upset one school versus an entire conference, and it was probably the smart choice from that perspective. But this notion that Notre Dame can do whatever it want with no cost is also not true either. The reality is that if they were full-fledged members, the reality is that if any of the Power Four, that they would all take Notre Dame. But the Big Ten and the SEC don't need Notre Dame. It makes sense for them to be in the Big Ten, certainly, but they don't need them. The Big Ten is fine as it is. The ACC probably does need them, but to be honest, Notre Dame needs them just as much. I don't know how they think they're going to schedule all their non-revenue sports if they are not in a league. I don't know how you're going to have a football schedule if the ACC says we're not going to play you. The Big Ten says you're not going to play you. And I saw Brady Quinn, who I love, say, man, we could do Power 6 and go undefeated. Okay, you going to fill your stadium with that? Is NBC going to pay you for that? If you're playing group of 6 teams and the service academies and nobody else will play you? That's always been my argument. If you want to end the conversation with Notre Dame and their independence and force them into a conference, simply stop playing them. And it's done.
I'm really interested to see in about a month and a half, when they expand the college football playoff, if they go to 14 or 16, because that definitely changes a memorandum of understanding that guarantees Notre Dame a playoff spot if they finish inside the top 12 in terms of the voting for next season. Your Joe Moore Award finalists are out. That's given to the nation's top offensive line in the country. Iowa, Oregon, and Indiana. All Big Ten offensive lines.
Yeah.
Just another example of Indiana's a legit team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are, and we saw that on Saturday night. Jody obviously was in Canada, so he was not with the team in Carolina. He mentioned Jeff Svoboda. He has said that it looks like no line changes for the Blue Jackets today, so that means nobody new in the lineup. No Boone Jenner. He's not returning yet, and have not heard yet, but I would think Jet is in goal tonight.
All right, there you go on that. No time for 3 today. We will hopefully do better tomorrow on a First Friday. Rothman and Ice coming up next. We are back tomorrow. Bishop and Friends right here on The Fan.
Just when you thought afternoons couldn't get any dumber.
You fellas been doing a bit of boozing, have you?
Common Man and Timmy.
Weekdays